مرتضی افشاری هستم از محل آکسیونی که به دفاع از جنبش کارگری ایران گذاشته شده با شما صحبت می‌کنم. ما بخشی از فعالین کارگری و چپ ونکوور تصمیم گرفتیم که امروز چهارم ژوئن تو مرکز شهر ونکوور، تو دانتان ونکوور تظاهرات و آکسیونی رو بذاریم به حمایت از جنبش کارگری ایران که این آکسیون همزمان با مجمع عمومی ILO که در ژنو برگزار میشه و اونجا هم قرار تظاهراتی گذاشته شه علیه حضور نمایندگان جمهوری اسلامی که نمایندگان به اصطلاح غیر واقعی کارگر هستند تو سازمان جهانی کار اعتراضی بذارن. ما هم تلاش کردیم که همزمان باشه با اونها. در این حال دفاع از جعفر عظیمزاده که حدود 1 ماه که اعتصاب غذاست و همینطور دفاع از خواسته های جعفر عظیمزاده و آزادی بدون قید شرط جعفر عظیمزاده و کلیه کارگران و فعالین سیاسی که در زندانهای ایران هستند. همینطور علیه شلاق زدن کارگرانی که به خاطر اینکه دستمزدشون رو پرداخت نمی‌کنن، اخراجشون میکنن، از کار اخراجشون میکنن، اعتراض کردن به اینها رو شلاق میزنن. ما میخوایم فریاد اون کارگران باشیم تو خارج از کشور. امروز البته غیر از ونکوور همونطور که میدونید تو شهرهای مثل تورنتو، مونترال و شهرهای در اروپا و همینطور قرار پس فردا فکر کنم تو ILO جلوی سازمان ILO تو ژنو هم تظاهراتی برقرار باشه و اعتراض داشته باشیم به جمهوری اسلامی و از نمایندگان کارگری جهان بخوایم که فشار بیارن به جمهوری اسلامی علیه این احکام ظالمانه‌ای که علیه کارگران، فعالین کارگری ایران اعمال میکنه تو جمهوری اسلامی ایران. در صورت امروز تعدادی از اهالی به اصطلاح ونکوور اینجا بودن، چند نفر سخنرانی کردن، شعار دادن، تراک پخش کردن، اطلاعیه بین مردم پخش کردن و با مردم صحبت کردن که در ایران چی میگذره، چگونه کارگران رو شلاق میزنن، چگونه کارگران رو زندانی میکنن و باعث مرگ اونا میشن، مثل شاهرخ زمانی کارگری که تو زندان توسط جمهوری اسلامی کشته شد و تمام اجرافاتی که علیه کارگرای ایران اعمال میدارن، علیه حداقل دستمزد که واقعا فقری رو به کارگران ایران مستولی کردن که شاید نمونهش کمتر باشه تو گوشه کنار دنیا. به هر صورت امروز ما هم اینجا در همبستگی با کارگران ایران آکسیونی گذاشته بودیم که حدود 1-2 ساعتی طول کشید و هنوز هم ادامه داره. صدای شعار رو احتمالاً میشنوید که دارن میدن که امیدواریم که این صدای ما به گوش تمام تشکل‌های آزادیخواه، کارگری و چپ و سوسیالیست دنیا برسه و به داد کارگر ایران برسن.
درود بر رفیق مرتضی افشاری عزیز. مرسی.
Today we are here to support the Iranian workers, which they are some of them are in jail, some they are on hunger strike, some of them they have been killed. Therefore, there is an international ILO annual meetings on June 6th in Geneva, which from Iran, there are government Islamic Republic of Islamic Iran, which is a capitalist regime. The agents as a workers representative, they're representing Iranian workers in ILO, which shame on ILO, which accepting them and also they're hosting them as a representative of workers. I'm going to touch a few small issues which they are so big because of the shortage of time. I'm going to just touch it. 17 gold mines workers sentenced to wiping by Islamic capitalism regime. ILO hosting Iranian agencies in Geneva on June 6th, which there is an international campaign in all over the world to support the Iranian workers and also to condemn the Iranian agents within ILO. Also, we are here to condemn the ILO, which they are accepting the Iranian agents as Iranian workers' representative. And also, I'm going to mention just touching, but there's not enough time to talk about it. Workers' movement in Iran, they are struggling in all over the world. In Iran and all over the world, which Jafar Azimzadeh is on hunger strike for last 5 weeks. His life is in danger. We have to do something. We have to get together. We have to collect global support and from all the unions and all the people which are caring about the workers' rights. Jafar is fighting so hard, even with his life. And I'm going to go back for the first topic, which is sentencing 17 workers in one of the richest gold mine in Iran, which is shameful for all over the world for working class, which is shameful actions. These 17 workers, all they were asking was for the safe condition of work condition, for due wages, and also to establish their own unions or syndicate. But unfortunately in Iran, there is no any kinds of law. There is a barbarian law, which is anyone, any workers, any political activists, if they want to talk about their human rights, the first thing they face is a jail or execution. As we know, workers' struggle is not in Iran. It's in all over the world. I'm sure most of his friends that are here that agree with me. Therefore, all we got to get together. We have to educate each other in solidarity. We have to educate the workers and organize them to work with the global poverty. In Iran, last a few weeks, they passed the law about the minimum wages, which is 4 times under poverty line. They can't live with these kinds of income. Almost the same as here. As I said, the workers' struggle is in all over the world. The same thing in Canada, which is one of the richest country in the world. The minimum wage is $10.25. Unfortunately, I got to say shamefully, liberal government, they increased the income only 12 cents. 12 cents, that means less than 1%. Most of these families, they can't send their kids to a school. They can't send their kids to college or university unless to get a student loan. 4 of the 5 students, they get a student loan, and it takes them, if they are lucky enough to have a full-time job, it takes 15 years to pay back. That means they got to work for the bankers. So capitalism is the world problem. It's not only in Iran, it's not only in Canada, in Europe, in Africa, and all over the world. Therefore, as a worker, as an activist, as a left-minded, we have to get together. We have to be united. We have to fight globally. As you know today, capitalism is acting globally. They invest their money in the cheapest labor countries, the same as China, India, Indonesia, Philippines, or they ship our work from here. Even from Canada last year, shipped about 2,400 jobs to overseas to use the cheap labor. That means the labor struggle is global. It's not only Iran. In Iran it's forced, but they can't have any representative, they can't have any lawyers to fight back. And also even if here, as a workers, as a unionized worker activist, I can say even if here is worse than Iran, over here under the capitalism freedom, we can strike, we can vote for striking. But unfortunately, the same as teachers in all over BC, they went to strike, but they passed the law to legislate them back to work. This is the dirty game capitalist system is playing. I'm going to finish right here. I'm going to just mention about Azim Zadeh. Azim Zadeh is fighting with his life. Normally, any political activist, any workers activist, when they are in the jail in all over the world, the last thing they use as a tool is their own health, their own life. Jafar Azim Zadeh is fighting with his own life. That means 5 weeks on a hunger strike, he might die. Then what we can do? We can collect the global support for him. We will ask the ILO, we will ask all the unionized, we will ask all the parliament members, we will ask all the people to support him, and also to support him and to release all the Iranian workers in jail. As father of the socialists, Karl Marx said, the only solution is in all over the world, workers, they got to get together. They got to be united. That's what I learned from Karl Marx, which is the mother of socialism, or father of socialism, and father of labor movement. What he teaches us, we have to get together, all the workers in all over the world, to fight against capitalist system, which is sucking our blood. As a worker, I can say most of the products and services is our product as a laborer, as a worker, but unfortunately we don't benefit 1% of it. So we have to get together, we have to fight back, and we have to create a space, create an opportunity to socialism. Socialism is the only answer they can answer the struggle of the workers in the world today. Let's make a space for socialism, and workers, they can come to the power and they can work for everybody. They can everybody they can benefit, and they can bring this socialism and justice to the world. I appreciate your time. Thanks.
Hi, I'm just going to be brief, just to let you know why we are here. Actually, we are here we have all reasons to be here, because we have a brutal government in Iran. But I'm going to share just a few points with you. First of all, is because we are witnessing a widespread violation of workers' rights in Iran by Islamic Republic of Iran. We are here also to protest against ILO, International Labor Organization, for not taking strong, effective, and transparent action against Islamic regime brutality against workers in Iran. The ILO has its 105th annual meeting, and they're accepting the representative of Islamic regime in the meeting. Those people are not elected by workers. They are actually representing the security organizations of regime, pretending that they are there to talk about workers. But we are condemning that as well. Another thing that we are made us to be here and talk with you is because of the flogging sentences of workers in Iran. Mine were last week. Last week, 17 workers were flogged just because they are demanding their rights. They are demanding the wages that they haven't got paid for months. They are working, they are making profits for capitalist regime of Iran, but they are not getting paid on time. That's why they were protesting, they were demanding for their wages, but they got flagged. 100 flags for each worker, I guess. This is a sign of barbarism we are witnessing in Iran in 21st century. We are also here to echo the Jafar Azimzadeh, the head of the directors of Free Union of Workers of Iran, who is on hunger strike for 37 days, demanding basic workers' rights. One of his demands is to cancel the accusation, the charges that Islamic regime was putting pressing charges to the workers and putting them on jail. This accusation, these charges are brutal, and the security charges needs to be removed from all workers' activities, and this pretext is an excuse for Islamic regime to put workers in the jail. That's why we are here to echo his demand for removing the accusation of security threat against national interests. Now I'm just going to share a couple of sentences that are from Jaffar's letter to ILO. He says, I, Jafar Azimzadeh, am a jailed worker in Iran, and today I'm spending 37 days of hunger strike in protest against widespread violation of fundamental rights of Iranian workers and in protest against ILO conduct. Because of effective participation in building free union of Iranian workers, because of participation in gathering 40,000 signatures with the demand to increase wages, because of consultation and helping striking workers in some parts of the country in order to achieve their legal demands, because of holding and participating peaceful gathering in front of Ministry of Labor and the Parliament, and because of holding meetings with other workers' organizations and institutions, I am sentenced to 6 years in prison. During the last year, hundreds of workers have been summoned to court, threatened, detained, profiled because of peaceful protests against expulsion and not getting paid, and great majority of activists and representatives of the few independent worker and teachers organizations are sentenced to long prison term of 5 to 14 years and are waiting to approval and execution of these sentences. In Iran, the smallest and the most peaceful forms of workers' protest in workplace immediately face the presence of security forces and workers are going to be put in jails. He finishes his letter by saying that I am behind the bars in Evin prison, declare this protest loudly against ILO, and ask of workers' representatives in this meeting to join the voices with us. We insistently ask you to demand of ILO to make Iranian government observe the basic rights of workers and prioritizations of trade union protests of workers and teachers, to cancel the security charges from ongoing cases of protesting workers and teachers and from the cases of trade union activists. Thank you, Jafar Azimzadeh, Evin Prison, Ward 8, May 27, 2016. Free all political prisoners in Iran!
Free all political prisoners in Iran!
Free jailed worker activists in Iran!
Free jailed worker activists in Iran!
Thank you.
Hello everyone. I will just speak a few minutes about the urgency and the necessity of forming committees to save Jafar Azimzadeh's life. As you know, Jafar Azimzadeh has been under hunger strike for the last 37 days. During these 37 days, every cell, every tissue, every organ, and every system in his body has been hungry. The whole body of Jafar Azimzadeh is facing a difficult situation. Jafar Azimzadeh and Ismail Abdi, a teacher's leader, went for hunger strike exactly 37 days ago. About 20 days ago, Ismail Abdi was released from prison, but Jafar Azimzadeh is still in prison. His kidneys are failing, his vision is failing, and all other organs in his body after 37 days of hunger is failing. It's really urgent, and it's necessary to form committees to save Jafar Azimzadeh's life. Jafar Azimzadeh has gone to medical treatment 3 times because of his body conditions, but the Islamic Republic and the jail organization has refused to offer him the necessary treatments. In the latest news release from Jafar Azimzadeh, he has said that I will refuse to go to medical treatment under the conditions from now on. This situation is putting Jafar Azimzadeh's life in danger, and it brings us the responsibility to try to do everything to save Jafar Azimzadeh's life. There has been a lot of support from Iranian workers, from many unions, many workers' organizations in Iran and abroad. For Jafar Azimzadeh, we have to intensify these struggles. We have to intensify our effort to condemn the Islamic Republic of Iran and to put it under pressure so that Jafar Azimzadeh is released from prison unconditionally. Medical treatment should be offered for Jafar Azimzadeh, and the security charges should be lifted for him.
10 months ago, the Iranian regime and the imperialist powers finally signed their nuclear deal. This agreement has improved diplomatic and trade relations, but the benefits have only gone to Iran capitalists. For the vast majority of the masses, particularly Iran's workers, there have been no improvement. While there has been an increase in luxury goods in the shops and luxury cars in the streets, all the economic and social problems affecting workers remain untouched. Unemployment, inflation, low wages, unpaid wages, temporary contracts, unsafe working conditions, and so on continue as before. And conditions for workers who are women, national minorities, or Afghan refugees, or disabled have always been much worse. The workers still have no legal rights to struggle or even protest so that they can improve their working and living conditions. Independent trade unions are still illegal. There is no right to strike, and any attempt to set up an independent trade union or genuine labor organization lands you in jail. You can be accused of endangering national security, acting against the Islamic system, and so on. There are dozens of labor activists, including many teachers, who are serving many years in Iran's jail because of the regime's anti-worker policy. For example, Jafar Azimzadeh, a prominent labor activist, has been on hunger strike since April 29th. He is protesting against the regime's hostility towards labor activists, teachers' low wages, and the ban on independent labor organization commemorating May Day, International Labor Day. Another example of the way the regime treats workers is that of the Aghdar gold mine in western Azerbaijan province, northwest of Iran. Just a few days ago, in the late May, 17 miners were flogged for protesting against layoffs. The workers protested against 350 miners were laid off. The regime's response was to sentence 17 protesting miners to between 30 to 100 lashes each and fined up to $500,000 2 months. 164. This is how the Iranian regime treats workers in the 21st century. And to add insult and injury, right now the Iranian regime's own stooges are posing as workers delegate at the ILO conference in Geneva. We say, throw out these bogus workers' representatives. Long live independent workers' organization and the right to strike. Free all political prisoners now. Investigate Shahrukh Zamani's death.
Group of Iranians from different workers' organizations, and we are Iranian activists who are here to defend one of the labor activists. His name is Jafar Azimzadeh. Jafar Azimzadeh is the leader of Free Union Workers in Iran. He's an activist. He tried to organize and mobilize workers to stand up against Islamic Republic of Iran in defense of workers' rights. Workers in Iran, they live under poverty line. The minimum wage is $328 a month. And one of the Jafar Azimzadeh's demand is that minimum wage has to increase and get double. Jafar Azimzadeh is in hunger strike more than 35 days. Any protest to defend your rights, especially by workers in Iran, they call it threat against national security, which is shame. Shame. Worker doesn't get paid for months and months, more than 10 months or even a year. They come on the street and they rally, but they arrest them and they flog them in public. 100 flog each worker. Shame. Jafar Azimzadeh and I would like to read the letter to you.
Labor activists, leaders are different parts of labor in Iran are in the prison. There are human rights activists, there are women activists, there are all sorts of political prisoners in Iran, and they are in danger, and we are here to support all of them, and specifically Jafar Azimzadeh, who is the director of Freedom Union of Workers in Iran. He has been on a strike for more than 5 weeks on hunger strikes. His health is in a very bad condition. His life is in danger, and his demands are very, very important for workers in Iran and all people in Iran. He is asking for lifting the security charges on labor activists and all political activists in Iran. He is demanding for better wages for workers in Iran. He is demanding for a true representative of workers in Iran in the ILO, International Worker Organization. And we are here exactly to defend all those rights, all those demands. We are not alone here today. We are supported, this cause is supported by Labor District, Vancouver Labor District Council, and also many other labor organizations all over the world. And similar to this demonstration today has been held everywhere in Europe, in many different cities, and also in Iran. Today there was a demonstration in Mahabad, a city of the Kurdish part of Iran, that a lot of activists came to street like us to defend the demand of Jafar Azimzadeh and also a right activist, Wen, who is also on hunger strike, and his life is in danger. And they also demanded pretty much the same things that we are demanding here today. The difference is that it's really hard to have a demonstration in Iran. Anyways, we are here today to support Jafar Azimzadeh, and we are here to ask for freedom of all political prisoners, Jafar Azimzadeh, Wen, and many other people in the jail. Also, we are here today to condemn the Islamic Republic of Iran for lashing his people. This government is so desperate to stay in power, so afraid of people, that there is no other way to terrorize people, and they have tried all sorts of different things. Now they have come to lashing people openly in public places. And they started with lashing 17 workers a while ago, and then they lashed also 35 students and young people for having parties. They are attacking private parties at home, and they doing the alcohol tests to make sure if they're drinking alcohol in the party, and they will condemn them to lashing. This is the government of Iran is doing in order to keep itself in power. We are here to condemn this. We are here to ask for your support for people in Iran, for their struggle against the Islamic Republic of Iran. Also, we are here to condemn ILO, the International Labor Organization, for accepting a bunch of government agents as workers' representatives in the annual conference in Geneva which will start on June 6th, if I'm right. And there are demonstrations against the fact that these fake worker representative of Iran shouldn't be in the ILO. And again, here we are not alone. There are many labor organizations who are supporting this demand, and I have heard that even they're talking about asking the ILO to accept Jafar Azimzadeh, Behnam, and another labor activist who is jailed as true worker representative of Iran. Then there is a huge fight going on all over the place in Europe, in Iran, and in the prison, outside of the prison. And I am happy to be part of you and part of this demonstration. I want you to join me and say, free all political prisoners in Iran.
Free all political prisoners in Iran.
Free Jafar Azimzadeh immediately.
Free Jafar Azimzadeh immediately.
Islamic Republic of Iran out of ILO.
Islamic Republic of Iran out of ILO.
Thank you very much.